pledge allegiance to the flag. Flag back there?
Right here.
We'll say it to you, John.
Yeah. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
One nation.
Thanks for coming, everybody. And thank you for the Elginak Clay Historical Society for letting us invade their beautiful museum and having our meeting here. If anyone needs agendas, we've got some on the back table back there. Before we get, I'll do it now. Before we get going, I'd like to have a moment of silence. We lost an important person that was for Clay Township last week, Dorothy DeBoyer, John's mother. She was on the planning commission for at least 20 years.
Long time.
And chaired it and worked for Clay Township as office manager and
Worked right here in this bank.
worked here in this bank.
When it was a bank.
Wow.
Yeah, when it was a bank. So I'd like to have a moment of silence for Dorothy DeBoyer, please. Okay. I'll do roll call.
Thank you, Artie.
Huh?
Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm surprised to see you, actually.
Yeah.
So, John DeBoyer,
Here.
Maureen,
Here.
Mark,
Here.
Artie, I'm here, Christy,
Here.
and Chris.
Here.
Okay, Cindy Valentine's absent excuse. I'd like to amend the agenda to add under 1G, as in goat, DPW water meter pits purchase, $3,060 plus shipping. Line item 746. Yeah, I know.
Support. Okay. Right.
Okay, we got motion and support. It wasn't on the original. We got motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion passed.
Okay.
First thing we have tonight is aquatic management for Anchor Bay Drive, Farnsworth Drive, and Phillips Drive, a public hearing for a special assessment. I will entertain a motion.
Or I'll make a motion to open the public hearing for the aquatic management for Anchor Bay Drive, Farnsworth Drive, and Phillips Drive at 6:03 PM.
Support.
Okay, motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. So right now, my hammer, I'll open up the public hearing for the aquatic management for Anchor Bay Drive, Farnsworth, and Phillips Drive. Is there anybody that would like to speak on this special assessment? I do know we've had like 75–80% in the acceptance on it already, so going once, twice. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing at 6:04.
Support.
Okay, I have motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of closing the public hearing, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion carries. It is now closed. All right, next we have bills payable. I'll entertain a motion.
Or I'll make a motion to approve bills payable in the amount of $33,664.17.
Support.
All right, we have motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call. John?
Yes.
Maureen?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Artie, yes. Christie?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. All right, next we have our supervisor's report. Let's see. Past couple of weeks, still dealing with a lot of blight and building issues. And our code compliance officer has been very busy. The Bluebill Bridge project is complete. They have a little bit of restoration to do, but it's good enough, so I'm calling it complete. I thought it went fairly well. We had a pre-construction meeting last Monday, about a week and a half ago, it seems like, for the sewer interceptor project, the relining the interceptor from the Bluebill lift station all the way to Algonac, the treatment plant. And they're gonna start the project sometime after the first of the year. Other than that, it was pretty much nothing too crazy. They won't be tearing up the road or anything from this. This will be just, you'll see a truck here, and they do it all remotely, then they'll move down and do it again with this lining. It's pretty cool stuff, actually. So that should start sometime after the first of the year. We got a new DDA sign that was installed. It replaced the old one. It's right at the end of Willow Court, near where the old Cheers is, I guess, if you will. The old one was damaged in a windstorm, broke in half, and so we did have the new one installed, and it looks good. We're getting ready to install a culvert on Helene Street. That's for the community garden, so we can have better access for that. And once that's done with, we'll order wood so they can start building the raised flower beds for that. And keep that going. I've been working with Eagle and DNR on a lot of projects, it seems like. I'm looking forward to, I've been initially talking with the state and DNR folks about, they put in there, originally I asked for in the state budget that the state would buy us a marsh master for use in Clay Township. And I remember when I was in Lansing, the head legislator in charge of the DNR goes, Artie, we like that idea so much we're buying 2 of them. And the DNR owns them, not us. So we're trying to work out an agreement so we can use it from the DNR for benefiting us here. Ideally, you know, really attacking St. John's Marsh and cutting the frags under DTE wires and making fire breaks, making it safer for the frags up by the state park and everything. We need a lot of fire breaks done too, so we're trying to work that out. The whole office has been busy with early elections and finishing up the audit. Been busy, should be at our next meeting for quotes for the township health insurance. And I was asked to address some pedestrian traffic issues in downtown San Souci with the road commission. And they're gonna see if they can help things out with better signage for pedestrians crossing the road there. Let's see, working on projects from our, stemming from our ARPA funds still. And this board, we're gonna have to allocate some of the remaining funds. If it's not allocated by the end of the year, then we lose it, so we'll have to do some allocations. County Board Commission, County Road Commission completed the LaCroix ditching project, and so that's done. And we're wrapping up all our fall events and looking forward and starting to organize our Christmas and winter events. So That's about all I have on the supervisor's report.
I have one question on the ditching that the
Yeah.
county road commission did. I was under the impression that they weren't gonna do any more ditching this year because they didn't have the funds.
Well, we signed a work order on this quite a long time ago, and they've been busy and they didn't get it. We paid for half of it.
Right,
So-
so that was prior to.
Yeah, exactly. Prior to, that was money that was there.
Are we gonna put together a meeting on the remaining ARPA funds?
Yeah, our next meeting.
Oh, okay.
All right, the consent agenda, oh, no, public comments. We have public comments. Any public comments? Sure, just stand up over here and.
Burgess County Drive. With a budget of $170 million, the citizens of Clay Township have been served well by our extremely qualified supervisor, clerk, and treasurer who have served our community effectively, responsibly, and passionately with fiscal accountability, transparency, integrity, and humility. Living in Clay Township for over 30 years, I can attest to the fact that we have never had as great of a team working for our citizens so effectively as we do today. So I want to say thank you to Artie, Christy, and Cindy. With that being said, I had to reflect on why in the world do we even have to wonder if the three of you are going to be reelected? I realize that I owe the three of them a huge apology. Because although I used to come to township meetings for years, I have not done so. And why? I came to the conclusion that it's because I haven't been hearing that squeaky wheel. No scandals to worry about, no big problems to worry about. Under your direction and teamwork, you've managed to operate like a well-oiled machine, serving our township extremely well. Sadly, I became too comfortable and just enjoyed the fruits of your labor. That is until Paul Cassidy came walking down our street, talking to my husband and other neighbors as he began his smear campaign with his other teammates, using the same ugly tactics. Their very negative accusations definitely deserved my attention, and I made a point of investigating every single one of them. That's when I came into the township office with my long list of questions and wanted answers. And I began coming to township meetings again. My research showed that each and every one of your opponent's criticism was unfounded, and realized that if any of them are elected tomorrow, it will be a sad day for Clay Township. I hope that doesn't happen, but I do want you to know that I'm sorry that I took each of you for granted. To John, Mark, and Chris, what I observed from coming to these meetings again is that the three of you have the gift of listening. You don't open your mouth with pettiness or ask questions that you already should know the answers to. So because of that, when you do speak, I really pay attention to what you have to say. Our community will be well served if its citizens re-elect each of you. Thank you for all you have done for us. Unfortunately, Maureen, although Clay Township residents deserve truth, what they got from you were lies and misleading talking points with your campaign statements and social media posts. You even went so far as to wrongly accuse others of physically abusing you, simply for your own political gain. So because of your poor judgment, rather than you being a trustee for our township, you've become an enemy of our township. You may or may not still hold your seat after tomorrow's election, but either way, I really hope that you will do some soul searching and reflect on the damage that you have caused our township. Artie, Christy, Cindy, John, Mark, and Chris. If you aren't re-elected tomorrow, it won't be because you have failed us. It will be because we have failed you. God bless each of you, and God bless our township.
Thank you. Do we have any other public comments? No other public comments? All right, thank you. Be moving right along to the consent agenda. I will entertain a motion.
Board will make a motion to approve the consent agenda consisting of the minutes from board meeting 10/21/24. And as far as the reports, we've got the October payroll, the board approved on 10/21/24, and the in-betweens at 10/21/24 through 11/4/2024.
Support.
Okay, a motion and support. Can everybody hear me without the mic?
Yes.
Okay.
Does anybody have?
All right. I just want to make sure. Okay, we have motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Opposed.
Okay, Maureen opposed, let the record show. Motion passes. Next, we have unfinished business, the playscape charge order. That's still in limbo with the DNR Spark grant. We'll have to wait and see if it's covered by, the additional money is covered by the Spark grant, or if we're going to reallocate it to ARPA. That's what we were talking about, right? So, it was like, I don't know, what was it, $2,300 or something? Yeah. So I will make a motion to postpone it.
For the next meeting?
Yes.
Support.
Okay, a motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next, assess new business. Assessing Bonnie Campbell, to big credit of hers. She, where's my sheet of paper on it? Heck, I'll wing it.
You want it?
No, here's
I
one.
got it right here.
I had notes on mine, but that's okay. She passed her state assessing, or, let me start back over. We're required to have a level 3 assessor for Clay Township. And they determine that by the size of how many properties you have and everything. And it's a heck of a hard program. I remember, this was a while ago, we had Barb Schultz here for, yes, thank you, forever. And we hired Sherry to take her place, but I actually, because some communities use the county for assessing, and I called the county, to give us a quote. They wouldn't even give Clay Township a quote. They said, we couldn't do yours, it's too big. They wouldn't even entertain a quote. So anyhow, so Sherry filled in for Barb and been doing a wonderful job. And before that, she was working under Barb for some years. And now Bonnie, like I say, she's fully licensed now. It takes 5 years to go through this program. Usually people don't complete it in 5 years. Well, Bonnie did. And she is now a Michigan Advanced Assessing Officer, level 3, and a certified personal property examiner. And I just thought, because, well, for 2 reasons. To reward her, I wanted to give her a bump in salary, and also so she doesn't leave us, because there's a big demand for assessors all over Michigan. And I'm sure if she put it out there, she could have a job tomorrow somewhere else. So we wanted to adjust her salary from 20, for this current year, prorated would be $62,000. And for next year, she's on a 3-year contract, she's 1 year into it. Next year it'd be $65,550. So that's my proposal to help Bonnie out, reward her, and make it so she doesn't leave us.
Is there a percentage on that you used?
Well, you know what I did, actually, when, we looked at what we paid Sherry back when Barb, she was working under Barb, and once she got licensed. And, it was $8,000 less. So that's what I did here. So,
You just made it 7,000 because it went back to July.
mhm.
I'll make a motion to approve the compensation for July 1st, 24 through June 30th, 2025, and July, for $62,000, and July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026, at $65,550.
And I also put in there, if for some reason Sherry does leave us, she gets an automatic $2,000 increase, because she'll be the head assessor. So I don't know if you want to amend that.
amend that to, if the head assessor position becomes available, automatic increase of $2,000 will be fielded.
Okay, do we have support? We have motion? Do we have-
Support.
We have Trixie supported? Thank you. We have motion and support. Any discussion?
So, I think this is a huge, so important to our township assessing. And maybe this isn't enough even. We're paying Sherry in the 70s. So I've emailed 6 different communities to see, what they're paying, because perhaps this should be higher. And of course, with the elections, it's been so busy, so I haven't had time to get that information back. So I'd like to table it until I get that response, so we know.
I talked to Bonnie, she was happy with this.
Oh,
Did you get any,
I didn't
any
get
feedback?
I didn't get any responses yet. They're so busy with the election, right? But I contacted 6 different communities between Friday, we just got this information Thursday night.
We would have the option of passing this now and amending it at the next meeting if we want to.
Well, I want to have the information,
Right.
personally,
So,
so.
So Artie, does Bonnie fall under a union contract?
no,
She does not.
no,
Is Bonnie currently under a contract?
yes.
And that contract was created back in
About a year ago.
June 23?
Yeah,
And how long was that, how long was that contract for?
3 years.
So we have her under a contract until 2026.
Yep. And this is just amending that contract.
Well, and she deserves it. Did we pay for her training?
Yes.
So there is some loyalty there because
Yep.
we paid for her training, so.
Is
What I
she-
know about assessing, and based on some of the experience I've had with assessing, Sheriff, it's just not willy-nilly. They actually work very hard and diligent at doing assessing, and in favor of the public generally. So I don't have a problem with pay now, as far as we made a motion on. And with amendment, I think we're okay later on.
One thing I'll say was about a year ago, when did we have our audit? Last, on assessing? Last year? And we were at the top percentage, I can't remember what, a lot of people fail it. And they didn't find any issues with ours. And we have lots of parcels, so.
So is Sherry a level 3 now?
I am.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Who came up with this, our memo?
I
Who
did.
created that? You did?
yep,
Okay.
I talked to Bonnie. made sure she was good with it. I went back to see how, what the ratio was when we did the same for Sherry.
When did we do the same for Sherry? Did we do the same for Sherry when she completed her MAA 03?
I believe that's what it was,
Like it
wasn't it?
was it initially?
That's been 6 years ago, so.
Yeah, it was 6 years ago. It was,
But so I just want to make sure that we're following.
Right.
Like our previous, and I don't remember, and I should have remembered, but it was on the board 6 years ago. Bonnie, congratulations.
oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
In fact, when- Yeah,
So then what you're proposing of a prorated
yeah, she starts making it tomorrow, if we pass.
if we pass it.
Yep.
And so it'll be tomorrow, November 5th through June 30th?
Yes.
Well, it
It'll
looks
be
like it would be
retroactive.
retro to July
Retro.
1,
Yeah.
correct?
Well, he said prorated, that's
Okay.
different than.
Right.
Well,
That's
what
different
I'm-
than retro.
I understand, but what I'm looking at here, it says July 1, 2024, and then a number.
Yeah, I didn't.
So that tells me that it's
What are
retroactive.
we asking?
Is it retroactive or is it going forward, he's asking?
I was thinking it was gonna go forward. She was gonna
So
make
you
that
want to be
rate.
prorated, like you said earlier?
Right, prorated,
So not retroactive.
right. I should have.
Well, that's why I interpreted it to be retro.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm
Right,
not trying to get lost in the
Yep,
weeds here.
yep, yep,
Right.
no,
But
No,
it's-
I
we're
agree.
setting precedent,
yep,
so I want to make sure we're dotting our i's and crossing our t's.
Well, we can always do it like you say, and then we can amend it when I get the information back, if you want. Unless you've already looked into that, do you know what other communities are making?
I have an idea, but I didn't do a study. And I know they're in high demand.
So are they making the same money or more?
Well, most of them don't have two assessors like we do. So their head assessor is
Most have
making,
more.
yeah, most are more.
In a municipality this size, they have more staff.
Well, we'll see what they, I asked them to tell me for the whole assessing
Yeah.
department, so
Oh, yeah.
that's.
So I think on a prorated projection, like, I like the way it's written. Can you explain the rationale between the closing statement there? Like, help me get my head around that.
Well,
Do we need to say that?
what, if she becomes head assessor?
Yeah.
Well, if for some reason Sherry isn't here, she takes another job somewhere, I think automatically, Bonnie should get another $2,000, and then we probably should address future needs if that happens too.
I equate that to a promotion.
Right,
Going from what she's doing now to the head assessor, so the head assessor improves compensation.
Yeah, but $2,000 probably wouldn't be enough.
no,
That's what I
Wouldn't you
think, too.
think there would be a revised contract?
Based on what
yes,
Sherry's.
I do,
Yeah,
I do,
Definitely.
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, $2,000, it depends like, how the events unfold. $2,000 maybe, in 5 years from now, maybe a slap in the face.
Right, well, she's gonna have a new
I'm just saying
contract
it
by
could go
then.
either way.
We'll amend at that point in time as well.
Well, I think it would be a completely renegotiated contract, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you really need that statement in there, that last sentence?
No, that was just an afterthought.
I mean, if
Well,
Sherry
I
was
put that
gone,
in
I
the
think
motion,
we
so yeah,
put
and
her,
then
Yeah,
Sherry's salary probably.
Right.
I say just leave it in there and
All right.
we'll be done with it.
and we can change it.
Yeah, change it later.
I don't know if I agree
Does
with that.
anybody else have a contract that reads like this?
No,
I feel like we're stepping outside the box. This is not the way we've done things in the past. And I'm a big Bonnie Campbell fan. And I think she's earned an increase in salary.
yep,
For sure.
Well, I think, Chris, that I think this is more solid than what we've done in the past. Just because we've done that in the past doesn't mean what we're doing now is more solid, basically. Not gonna go into it right now, but it was just a board decision at that point in time.
But it would automatically go
Yeah.
into effect. And if the board chooses, then we could actually address her whole new contract and renegotiate it.
Well, that's why I said that last sentence is not necessary.
Well-
I actually feel like that would almost be a negative for Bonnie at that point if that were to happen,
Yeah.
if Sherry was to leave. Because it kind of boxes her into that,
Well,
which I don't feel is the right amount.
I'm just going by things that I
Well, what
heard.
would that be? That 2,000 would be what kind of an increase? So let's
Well, it'd be
3%?
3%.
It depends on what level and what year,
Yeah,
right?
Right.
Well,
5 to 67.
So I can tell you it's far less than what Sherry's at right now. So, you know what I'm saying? If Sherry's gone, that kind of puts her in a box, though.
right.
well, it doesn't mean at 65.5, she's not gonna get raises every year either. That's what the base is gonna be, but she can still get raises.
I understand, but she could be the head assessor at that number, and there's nothing to say that she goes to Sherry's rate.
Well, I just thought, I don't know if I'll be
By all
here.
right, she should.
Right. And I wanted to protect her.
Oh, I agree with that.
I think the new board, if there was one, would definitely realize.
Well, there will be a new board
Right.
regardless.
Well, I'm sure, you know, her worth is gonna be appreciated,
Well, I would hope so, because
for sure.
I know I saw where one or two of them wanted to go down to one assessor.
I haven't seen that anywhere.
I have.
So can you restate your motion?
You want me to include the last sentence in this thing, or you?
Well, it'll be your motion.
Yeah.
I motion to approve the compensation for for Bonnie Campbell at 62,000 from July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2024, to be retroactive or not?
It's your motion.
I'll just leave it at that and not make a statement on it. And also approve July 1st, 2025, June 30th, for $65,550. The head assessor position is available, if available, will provide an automatic increase to Bonnie for $2,000. Annually? Guess it would have to be, huh?
Annually.
Annually, okay.
Do we have support?
I'll still support
Okay. Do we have any more discussion?
that. Well, we're still gonna all be together at the next meeting,
Yeah,
so I don't see why we can't just.
because I want to start paying her tomorrow.
Well,
Yeah, well,
if we
I
can
want,
make it retroactive, maybe we change it to retroactive and she gets paid back to July.
let's get it done. I'm sorry. I hate kicking the can down the street.
Did the motion change?
No.
No.
Okay.
I still don't like the last sentence.
Well, let me do a roll call, see what happens. Maureen,
Nope, I wanna wait till next meeting.
Mark,
Yes.
Artie, yes. Christie,
Yes.
Chris,
Are we prorated or retroactive? I don't know.
Effective tomorrow was. what-
effective tomorrow.
Effective tomorrow? That was the motion?
So it's not retroactive then?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, John.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. All right, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah. All right, next we have, project control, proposal for the M29 water main replacement. For the engineering costs. we kind of did approve the project, but we never specifically approved the engineering costs. And this is, it's estimated to be an $8.3 million project. It is mentioned in his letter that, you know, the project is gonna, upgrade approximately 21,000 feet of 8-inch and 10-inch water main along M29, basically from the Elginak city limits to Willow Court. And it also includes, part of it, the water main that goes in front of the houses, we're gonna abandon that and reconnect all those homes to the other side of them, you know, towards the M29 side of their home. And it also includes another connection going under the river to Harson's Island. And like I say, they estimated the cost, total cost would be $8.3 million. And we're ready to go out for bid, we got all the permits. I totaled up all their, the engineering costs. It's basically 12.5% of the contract, it's $849,500. And
Are they gonna do the soil boring?
yes,
Okay.
that's with it. So, you know, engineering for a project like this, 12.5%. I think that's a deal. But, we'd like to get that approved.
I'll make a motion to approve the PCE on 29 water main replacement quote estimate.
Support.
Okay, I have motion and support. Any discussion?
It doesn't put his 849,500 in here, where, does he? I
If
mean,
you add the numbers up, it comes out to 800.
Yeah, so what we're looking at, right, we're looking at the estimated construction cost, the
It's
6.7 million. And then underneath that, there's a contingency of 679 G, or it's 10%,
Okay,
plus or minus, right? The soil borings for 34 G, the contract administration for 203,900, the construction inspection for 407,700, and the construction layout and as-bills for 203,900. So if we total those last four items, that's where our supervisor's coming up with 849,500, which
Okay.
is roughly 12% of the $8.3 million project.
Actually, it's 12% of the 600, or
Oh, it's
600.
12% of the, yeah, so it's
Yeah.
closer to 10% of the total project.
Right.
Yeah, so the 815 is, I see,
gotcha.
which is like, what is that, 7.5?
And like I say, we're ready to put it out for bid.
So the the 2 million that the state provided,
2.5, yes.
yeah, 2.5, that's apart from the 8 million.
Right. That'll help pay the 8 million. We do have another section, it was basically from the Anchor Bay Drive to Ira. And that section, we do have another million to help with that one.
Artie, is there a deadline on that grant money that we received for that?
Yes and no, not specifically, but, you know, if we don't spend it in a couple, 3 years, it would be hard pressed. They may claw it back.
So would we get that during the construction process or when everything's completed?
What you do, you apply for it and you hit drafts and they'll pay, you know,
Okay.
probably three shots.
You gotta spend to receive it, right?
Yeah. But you don't have to wait till the project's over with.
Right, we can bill it out, like we can bill the first 2.5 Adam
Yep,
in roughly 3 draws as we spend it.
yep.
And forgive me for asking, but this takes into account the, what you just said, that there's also the connection portion between here and Ira?
That's phase 2.
That's phase 2, this is just phase 1.
Yes.
This is the big one, though.
Yeah. Yeah, the other one, I don't know, I think they have an estimated of 1.2 million. And I separated that up on purpose because I know that one was gonna score better for money. And we were get a higher percentage for that project, and is, you know, we're basically getting 80% of that paid for,
Right.
of the second phase, so. And that's gonna come right on the heels of this.
Did you talk at the beginning about, did you read this part about that it's 87-year-old?
Yeah, the water main that we're replacing is 87 years old, cast. And ask Lance, we get breaks in this all the time, and I've took a chunk out, and you look at it, and you get the heebie-jeebies, all our drinking water is going through this thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a water quality issue.
Yeah, and pressure.
Right. And the other big part of this is the second feed to Harson's Island.
Big
You know,
time.
Nobody thinks about it, but if that main ever fails, and that entire island's out of water, it's a big deal.
That's not an easy fix.
Definitely.
Correct.
And that's one thing DEQ has on the agenda also.
Yep. They,
They wanted that second crossing.
yeah, every time we get a water quality report, is that what it's called for the DE, from Eagle? And they say, replace this line and a second
Feed across.
feed to Harson's Island. And we're taking care of both of them.
That's from the 70s, isn't it? That's even older,
Older, 60s probably.
yeah.
No, it wouldn't,
Originally, it just went to the water station.
yeah,
Yeah, the
right,
crossing,
the one at Harson's Island is the
Yes.
70s, or late 60s.
late sixties.
But the one on M29, that was what, in the 40s,
That was
30s?
1943, I think it says. on the front.
43, yeah.
I saw it older than that.
Was the PCE report in the board packet?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, for the,
Oh, for public?
for the public?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So
So,
the inspection, is that, the inspection for 407,000, is that the project manager's,
mhm.
and who is that going to be, anybody know?
Well, we're PCE controlled, or,
Well,
The signs.
I'd like to have him come before the board, if he does. If he names the person, I'd like to see him.
well, we can arrange that,
I'm sure John would come over, right?
yeah.
Much needed project, I'll tell you that.
I entertain a motion.
We have,
We have it.
Oh,
we have
do we?
motion and support.
We have motions, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, any more discussion?
We would be using the collected water debt for this project?
Yes. Yes, this is all for the collected water debt. Okay, roll
So,
call.
I'm sorry, Artie.
Oh, go ahead.
So, just to clarify that, you wouldn't anticipate a bond on this project?
A small bond, a smaller bond.
So,
We'll have to wait and see what the bids come back,
okay,
you know? And, you know, I don't know, we can allocate maybe 500 million of our fund balance, or 5 million.
5 million.
And then we got another 2.5, so that puts us at 7.5 million. So yeah, it's gonna be a small,
That'd be roughly 824 out for bond, if his contingency
right.
is
Right.
accurate.
Mhm.
Right.
Now, historically speaking, we know as a board, his contingencies shoot high.
Yeah.
But,
Usually.
but
And
that
so are their
doesn't, you know, he
estimates.
likes to CYA, right?
Sure.
As a good engineer
And
would.
so are their estimates, and that's the big thing, you know, we'll probably have to do a bond. I don't wanna wipe the fund balance completely gone for the water department, but, you know,
But we've saved for this.
yes, we saved.
We've prepped for this.
And,
We've invested for this.
and if we
Somebody's-
didn't do that, it would be a $5-6 million bond for 20 years, and that's what we avoided.
Instead, we're looking at a potential $800,000 bond,
Right.
or less.
Or,
Maybe not.
yeah, maybe none. So,
Okay.
okay?
It's fantastic.
So, any more discussion? Hearing none, roll call. Mark?
Yes.
Artie, yes. Christie?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Maureen?
Yes,
Okay, motion passes.
Okay.
All right, resolution 2024-25E. This is our fifth one and final one, I think,
Yes.
for the aquatic management Anchor Bay Drive, Farnsworth Drive, and Phillips Road. I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2024-25E for aquatic management of Anchor Bay Drive, Farnsworth Drive, and Phillips Drive, confirming the role.
Support.
Okay, a motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call. Artie, yes. Christie?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Maureen?
yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Passes. Thank God, those take a long time. Don't they?
Yes, they
You
do.
gotta have 2 public hearings and 3 resolutions?
5 resolutions.
5 resolutions. Yeah, E. All right, so they'll be happy. Okay, tree removal estimates came in for our big problem tree next to the Township Hall. And we got 1, 2, 4, 5, 3, 4.
Yep, you got 4 of them here.
Low bid being 3,000, next bid 3,420. Then 5,100 and one that's more, I don't wanna add it up.
5650.
What was it?
56.
$56.50.
That's the high bid anyway.
Yeah, hi, So, does anyone know TC Tree Service?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
I've worked with them as well.
okay,
I know they've got some pretty good equipment.
okay.
That's all I know.
I didn't know them, I know
Very efficient.
Timbers, so either one. So I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the TC Tree Service estimate for tree removal for $3,000.
Support.
Okay, motion and support. Any discussion?
So it says they're gonna take it down, right?
Yep, and grind the stump.
They're gonna haul away the wood,
Yep,
chip the brush and shrub, and grind the stump
yep,
down to grade
yep,
Complete.
for 3G.
yep.
Good price.
That is a ginormous tree. So I think that's a great price.
I think it is a great price as well.
Yep.
Are they licensed, bonded, and insured?
Yep,
You know, originally we were gonna pay 5,100 or less, so that's almost half, it's good savings.
They'll be out of there in probably half a day.
in and out.
Yep.
Then we can get the gutters fixed, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, do we have motion and support?
Yeah.
All right, any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of hiring TC Tree Service LLC, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right, we've been asked by, actually, our friends here, the Elginak Clay Community Foundation, not Community Foundation, different group, Historical Society. They have, we have, on our property by the hall, there's the old log cabin and a pole barn, the old DUR railroad station, and other things. And they used to have a lease with the township, and over the years that went away. They forgot to do it. So I just wanted to bring it back and wanted to lease the description where that property is to the Historical Society for a price of $1. And that would be for 10 years. And if at the end of the year, it automatically renews at the end of the contract, unless there's no written, anyone wants to terminate by, in November of that last year.
It's $1 per year.
Is it $1 per year?
Yes.
Okay, that's right, we had to do that.
In advance.
I don't know.
Yes, it does say in advance.
In advance, yeah.
I'll pay it tonight if you need it.
Can we throw in, using their building for a meeting?
Yeah, let's, yeah, what are you gonna,
Using the building.
yeah, what are you gonna do, charge us $1?
There you go.
Okay, that works out, that works out. So I'll entertain a motion to approve this, our attorney looked at it and it's okay.
Board, I'll make a motion to approve the lease agreement between Clay Township and the Algonac Clay Historical Society. The description per the lease agreement for a rental period of December 1st of 2024 to December 1st of 2034, and the rate of $1 per year.
And that also includes where their porta-john is out there. They made a porta-john off the cabin, I thought that's great.
Support.
That's not a porta-john, it's
Okay,
an
okay.
outhouse.
Outhouse, yeah, not a porta-john, it's an outhouse, forgive me. So, Mark made a, sorry the pun, a motion. Yeah, Chris made the motion.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna support until I heard about the,
Outhouse. Okay,
Good thing we're almost done.
yeah, it is.
Fast enough.
So Chris, oh my God. This could go downhill real quick.
Already has, Artie.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, down.
Let's get it moving.
Let's get it moving.
Okay. Really?
I hope there's no more discussion.
God,
Okay. Roll calls, contract. We're like, Christie,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Maureen,
Yes.
Mark,
yes.
Artie, yes.
Yay.
Motion passes. It's a good day.
Okay, now we're gonna leave that alone, right?
Please.
Okay. Oh my God, that's funny. Okay, George Rose, our fire chief, asked for a class on the lithium batteries and on the electric vehicles class. It costs $2,500. And do you want to add anything to it, George?
Well, there's a lot of vehicles out there on the road, and there's a lot of lithium batteries in our homes. And we use them in drills and power washers, lawnmowers. So it'll help the firefighters to know how they're constructed, and in the event that there is a fire, how to put them out.
Is there certain kinds that you have to like cut a cable or throw a switch before you
Well, like your vehicles, there's a switch that you would put in the.
you don't want to get electrocuted?
Right.
So if there were a fire, do you know if there's any emergency shutdowns for that battery to isolate it from the other components?
I think that's what the class is about, right?
That's what the class is about.
That's what you
Okay.
learned.
Well, I know you guys go through or have gone through, or should have anyways, vehicle fire independently with the struts and the built-up kinetic energy with all the struts and the door latches
Right.
and hatchbacks. because they will explode.
Right,
So I know you guys with that property, training, right? Yeah.
we are.
Okay.
We'll be going through that. Our jaws that we have also have a device on them to prevent us from getting electrocuted. So, if the event we do cut, but we know where to cut, where not to cut.
What is that, just one day?
Yeah, 4 hours.
And you're gonna be able to get everybody through it?
Yes.
Chief, is this something that any other communities would possibly be interested in?
Well, I was gonna offer it to like our water department, our police department, and then maybe the surrounding fire departments to see if they would be interested in doing it.
Sure.
That'd be good.
Is there a way we could tape it, so, you know, as we get new firefighters, they could watch it?
Sure.
Would they allow that?
I'm
I don't know
sure they
if
would.
the-
I could ask.
If the trainers would allow it or
Maybe
not.
offset the cost too a little bit.
Yeah.
I know that, because we have movement. Would be nice.
Okay, any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the fire department lithium-ion batteries and electric vehicle class for $2,500 from line 206960.
Support.
Go ahead.
Okay, we have motion and support. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, DPW, the water, is asking permission to purchase water meter pits, total of $3,000 and $3,060. And plus shipping, which won't exceed 300, so you could probably say not to exceed $3,360. He's got a couple quotes. Cheapest one is Ferguson, right?
Yes.
$102 per pit. And wants to buy 30 of them.
Board, I'll make a motion to approve the DPW request for the water meter pits at an amount not to exceed $3,060 plus shipping, coming out of line item 591746.
Support.
So Lance, have these been on the books for a while about getting the pits, or the pits raised?
I've been using, I ordered 32 last time, and I'm down to about 7, I think, at the point in
Yeah.
time, so.
You're just replenishing inventory?
Just replenishing, yeah. We've been doing a lot of pit raising and getting rid of a lot of troublesome setters, the old style ones. Spanners.
Okay, any other questions for Lance? We have motion, right?
In support.
Okay, no other discussion? Everyone's in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Comments? John, do you have anything?
I do. Thank you to the Historical Society for allowing us to use the building. This is cool, having our meetings here. Tomorrow, as you may know, is a big election with pretty big repercussions for our country, our state, our township. So if you haven't voted, please get out there and vote tomorrow. Contact all your friends, all your family, be a pain in their neck, and make sure everybody turns out to vote tomorrow. That's all I got.
Thank you. Maureen?
I just want to say thank you to Bonnie for sticking it out, completing that class in 5 years, being a great asset to the township, and pray for our country too.
Mark?
Congratulations to Bonnie again. Thank you for being a part of the assessing department. Well served. I am so ready for this election to be over. And
Yep.
let's get out there and vote sensibly and honestly, and let's move forward. Thank you.
You. Chris?
I got a couple. Congratulations to Bonnie Campbell on her MAA 03 certification. That's a very big deal. To have 2 certifications in our Clay Township offices is an asset to the community. I also wanted to thank Cindy Valentine, our clerk, and all of the election workers for all of the absentee voting and all of the early voting that's taken place. I had the privilege of early voting last week, and it was seamless, smooth, quick, and when we first came to pass that through the state, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it, but I'll be honest, I really enjoyed it. It was very simple. So thank you to Cindy and all the election workers. And lastly, I just wanted to thank all of the people who support the write-in candidates. It's an arduous task. It's people that get up every day and support most of our board. And I just want, from the bottom of my heart, to say thank you for all of your efforts, your dedication. We're going to find out tomorrow if it worked. If it doesn't work, I'm going to be living with the vote and the results either way, but it takes a lot of people, a lot of effort, and I'm grateful and humbled by your support. Thank you.
I would reiterate all of your statements. Congratulations, Bonnie. Thank you to the Historical Society. And get out there, what's that old saying, and rock the vote.
Rock the vote? I like that, thanks. Yeah, I'd just like to, well, thanks to the Historical Society. I love this building, I love it, and the one across the street is amazing. And the amount of history and information, especially the one across the road. And the dedication these people have for this building, it's incredible. It really is. And they keep on changing it on us, which is a good thing. So kudos to them. And congratulations, Bonnie. And yeah, tomorrow's a big day, election. I'd like to thank all our supporters. You guys have been great. You got our backs, and we'll hopefully have yours. We try to. But I've been doing a lot of praying, and been praying that our country and our towns, after this election, we become unified. I know I've lost personal friends because they're not voting for the same guy I'm voting for, and things like that. And I hope that disappears and everyone starts talking again. So thank you for coming, everyone. Thank you much. Motion adjourned. We're done. Thank you.
Okay, see ya. All right, Bridget. This is the second meeting that I've been here for.